So we'll take some questions in English first, and we'll start with Alex Howe here.
Hi, David. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
42 clean sheets in 100 appearances. It's been a great couple of seasons for you at the club, hasn't it?
Yeah, of course. I think it was just maybe 2 years ago that I made my debut against Everton, and from there it's just been incredible, you know, being part of this football club and having that record as well on 100 games with 42 clean sheets is incredible. But that just goes to the credit to the team, to the staff, that how hard we work to try and defend us the much better as possible to try and win games.
Reached the semi-finals of the competition last year. What's the feeling like coming into a new campaign in the Champions League?
Yeah, we did an incredible campaign last year. We were short. We lost against PSG, the current holders of the Champions League. So we want to aim higher this season, and that's what we want to do.
A lot's been made of Arsenal's squad depth, a lot of signings in the summer, and there's also been a signing in your position as well with Kepa. I was just wondering what that has been like with so much quality coming into the squad.
Well, the new signings, they have a key role just to improve the squad, to improve the depth, especially what happened last season with the injuries that we had and the depth. It was a little bit short, and then the club did a magnificent job to recruit a lot of players, really, really good players, and they're going to be a key part of the success of this club.
Hi, David. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
We mentioned there Kepa coming in. He's the first goalkeeper that's been signed permanently since you were signed. So it's in some ways perhaps more pressure in that position. Do you kind of relish that competition when you've got someone on a similar level or pushing you for that role?
Well, we know we are Arsenal, and competition is all over the place. You always have, and you need competition to take out everything good in each player. And that competition is very, very, very healthy. You know, Kepa and me, we have a really, really good relationship. We know each other from the national team, and it's a pleasure to share the dressing room with him.
Before the Forest game, we heard from Mikel, and he said that he was hammered when he brought you in the sense he was scrutinised, criticised for bringing you in. Do you feel like you vindicated his decision to sign you?
Well, I came here to do a step further on my career, and I think it was the right decision. We know that when I came here, obviously, Aaron was the goalie and he was playing, and then similar situation with other keepers that had come to a club to push the other goalie or the other players, and I just tried to do my best on the pitch, off the pitch, and just give the reason to the boss to pick me to play games. So that's what I would like to do.
Hi, David. You grew up in Catalonia, but obviously a lot of your teammates, particularly those from the national team, are from the region and Basque, and especially Real Sociedad. Has there been much discussion about that in the build-up to this game? And like, what are your own kind of impressions of the region's football and the rivalry?
Well, obviously I have a good relationship as well with some teammates in the national team that play here as well. So they know obviously Zubimendi and Merino, they have a relation, like they played in Real Sociedad, so they had that rivalry against Athletic. So we've just been discussing people that have never been here or never heard about the place, how the fans are here and how hectic it's going to be and how noisy it's going to be. So we're looking forward to the challenge. We're looking forward to play tomorrow.
Jordan?
Hi, David. You talk about the depth. It's probably one of the strongest squads that you've ever been a part of, and looking around the rest of Europe, Arsenal seem to have one of the strongest squads in Europe. How much confidence can you take going into that, knowing that you have that power, not just in the starting 11, but on the bench as well, to make the difference?
Oh, it's important. It's really, really important to have that depth. I think there's a lot of talking about, maybe like statistics about the finishers or the people that come from the bench that change games, and there's a lot. Like the other day, like Leo, first ball he touches, he gets an assist, so they're really, really important. No matter who plays the starting 11 is just every single player that goes into that pitch and he trains with everyone and just push each other. So it's really important to have that depth that will make the team and the club better, and that's really, really important to have.
And as you said last season, you were a bit short, so you couldn't maybe rotate as much. Is that, as a team, what you've now got to learn, that you need to rotate and the manager needs to be able to rotate, and it won't necessarily be a consistent starting 11 throughout a whole season?
I leave that to the boss. That's his decision. So, but I think he has a lot of quality players in each position, not just one player or two players in each one position. There's like 5 or 6 players that can play in different positions. So I leave that to the boss.
And just finally, what did you learn personally from last year's Champions League campaign, getting that far and losing out in the semi-finals?
That it hurts a lot, losing in the semi-final. That's one thing that you learn, but obviously you get more mature. This is the 3rd year in a row that we are in the Champions League. We were in the Champions League for, I think, in 2016, I think it was the last time before this period. So we are so happy to be here. We are so happy to play this competition, and we just have to take it game by game. But it's just incredible to be here, basically.
David, hello. Sorry, just you talk about the pain of losing to PSG in the semi-final, but Arsenal, it feels like you're so close as a team. So is there the belief this season that you're talking in the dressing room about the Champions League and the Premier League? This is your year. You're here to win it this season.
We are. We have belief. We want to win. We are Arsenal, and we play to win. So that's not a doubt. That's what we want to do, and that's what we play football for. But right now we are in September. Is a long journey. Is a long season in the Champions League and in the Premier League. So we are just focused on the present, focus on the game tomorrow, and just go step by step.
One thing about Spain is they always produce great midfielders. So Xavi, Iniesta, Rodri, you've played with your national team. What's your first impressions of Zubimendi in an Arsenal shirt, please?
He's incredible. Obviously, I've shared dressing room in the national team, and now that he's here, he's even surprised me even more. So he's a player, very, very intelligent. He knows how to play for the team. He doesn't play for himself, and his positioning defensively and attacking is incredible. So it's a pleasure to have him.
Yes, sir.
Hi, David. Obviously, when you first joined Arsenal, there were a few tricky moments at the very beginning, and then you've obviously overcome that to win Golden Gloves, and the rest speaks for itself. How did you overcome those tricky periods at the start, and was there times where you actually felt the noise and pressure, or did you always assume that it'd get to this point that you're at now?
Well, we obviously when I came to Arsenal, there was a lot of noise. Of course, there was a lot of talk outside and everything, and it's understandable. Having Aaron is a hell of a keeper, and from nowhere just get changed. Obviously, the media is going to be noisy, and there was a few games where I could have done better. Like everybody has bad games, and the noise was starting to get a bit bigger. So I just had to focus on myself, focus on what I can control and what I cannot control, and the things I can control is on the pitch. Off the pitch, I just try to be deaf, basically, not to listen anything about what's happening. It's just focus on my football, on and off the pitch. So that's what I did, and just believe in myself. And I think like you said, the 2 years that I've played for Arsenal has been incredible, and I'm looking for more.
You're now obviously one of the top goalkeepers in the Premier League. Another top goalkeeper's just arrived, Gianluigi Donnarumma. You played against him obviously last season against PSG, and he pulled off a variety of good saves. Obviously, you play City next weekend. How good of a goalkeeper is he, and what did you obviously notice about him when you played against him?
Well, if you've seen the game yesterday, that's your answer there. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to settle into a club and into a league, and then he played the first game yesterday, and it's like he's been here for so many years, and that tells you what type of goalkeeper he is, how good he is, and the experience that he has. So it's so good to have those type of keepers in this league, and playing against those keepers is a challenge, and boy, it's a joy to play against. He's one of the best in the world. He showed it last season. For me, it was it was very determinant for PSG last season that I gave them the Champions League. So just happy to have him in the Premier League and looking forward to play against him.
Hello, is it David or David? I've gone through this so many times.
I don't mind.
Depending on which country you're in. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
There's an increasing Spanish influence in the dressing room. It seems every transfer window that goes by, as well as obviously having manager and coaching team from Spain, there's more and more players coming from Spain and also Spanish-speaking countries like Hincapie, for example. Can you explain what sort of special qualities you think maybe come from the Spanish culture of football or mentality that you think can help in a dressing room like Arsenal's?
I think like the type of players that we have, they're very, very intelligent. They read the game very well. They know what, on each situation, what the game needs. For example, Mikel Merino, he can play in so many different positions that he understands a lot the game and he tries to help the team as much as possible. Same with Zubimendi, and we know that there's been more players from Spain, especially when I arrived. I was the only one, and 2 years later we signed a few more players from Spain. But no, it's a joy to have them on board, especially they're so good on the ball and off the ball and on the pitch and off the pitch. So I think that's one of the treats that we have.
From the communication point of view within the dressing room, do you sometimes find yourself it would be natural to sort of speak a bit of both with the Spanish guys, or is there a kind of need to try and speak English?
We speak whatever on the pitch, I think, whatever comes to our heads, and we have a lot of players down there, not just the Spanish boys that speak Spanish. There's a lot of players that they speak Spanish, and there's a lot of Spanish going on in training and outside, and I think it's something that for people that don't speak English, that they're learning English now, I think the adaptation is a bit quicker. So that's really, really good from the team and from the players.
I think particularly with, for example, Mosquera and Hincapie, that's going to be really helpful for them in their adaptation process. Yeah,
that's going to be very, very important. I think it's a key moment for them to learn English as quick as possible, but to have that assurance that it goes to the pitch without not understanding anything. So that's something that is going to be very, very important for them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any questions in Spanish? Okay, those two, please.
Hello, David. Happy birthday. I've just seen it's your birthday. I don't know whether, as a Spanish player, playing in the Champions League and playing in San Mames is special for you. It was one of the Spanish stadiums that I've always enjoyed playing in. And what I talk about with my teammates, with Unai, with Nico, with Zubi, with Merino, people that have played in Spain know that it's an incredible stadium. The people, the fans, the pressure. It's always been a stadium that I've enjoyed playing in, and I'm looking forward to getting on the pitch tomorrow. Hello, David. Again, congratulations, and I would like to ask you what the ex-Real Sociedad players have said, Zubimendi, Merino and Arteta, about what the atmosphere is going to be like tomorrow in San Mames. We know that it's going to be a very good atmosphere. We know that the fans are incredible, and there's going to be a lot of pressure from the beginning or from the time we're warming up. And that's what we're here for. We play for the fans, so I'm very much looking forward to playing tomorrow and very excited. I'm excited to be here and also to start the Champions League with this match. Good morning, Javier Ortiz Lazcano from Correa. Happy birthday, Sorionak, as we say in Basque. The two top Spanish goalkeepers will be here tomorrow. Have you discussed the match, and what do you think of Unai as a goalkeeper? Well, we played against each other in the pre-season, and now we're going to be playing against each other in the Champions League. We haven't talked too much about it, but as a goalkeeper, there's no need for me to say what I think about him. He's an amazing goalkeeper. He's a guarantee both here and in the national team. He's incredible. It's a pleasure to be able to share the dressing room with him in the national squad, and it'll be a pleasure tomorrow to be on the pitch with him.
Muchas gracias.